Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Wednesday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go across to our friends over in the US. We're heading to Tulsa in Oklahoma. And of course, it's been with the Oral Roberts women's basketball team. Unfortunately, they've come off 2 losses in their conference so far in the Summit League side of things, but they're hoping to bounce back against Denver this coming week. And of course, we've got 2 very special guests joining us right now to tell us a bit about it. Thanks both for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries. Well, I'll get both of you to introduce yourselves and tell us what position both of you play on the court this season.
I'm Hannah, and I'm a forward, and I'm number 4.
I'm Faith Paramore, and I'm number 22, and I'm also a forward.
2 very tough losses last week against both the South Dakota teams at home. Tell us, what did you learn from those 2 games?
I think we just learned that we just have to be tough the whole game. We started both games not strong, so I mean that kind of dug us into a hole, and it was hard to come back from that. But yeah, we need to pick it up. This next game coming in Omaha, our Denver game actually got cancelled, so we just need to stay resilient and keep working hard.
You mentioned the Denver game, which you would have to go to the Mile High City. Obviously, they got cancelled. Obviously, now you're focusing on going to Nebraska take on Omaha. I guess, how do you prepare for these things where your game's going to be cancelled or postponed, so you have to sort of look to as your next opponent, which is on Saturday?
Last season, this season, you kind of just got to expect unexpected, just COVID. And we've been practicing these past 3 days, and we got the news today that we weren't going to Denver. So, we just got to keep working hard, doing what we're doing at practice. Nothing really changes for us.
We just focus more on ourselves than
like
the other team, and we have a couple more days to prepare.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to Nebraska, which I guess is a bit easy to go to instead of going to the Mile High City. What's the team's focus now, knowing that you've got an extra 2 more games on top of when you last played, which was Wednesday last week?
Well, I guess what Faith just said, we've got to work on ourselves more, not focus on the opponents as much as we usually do. Seeing we've got those extra days, we've been doing like a lot more shooting than we usually do. A lot more up and down type stuff. So yeah, we're just working hard, and then we'll play them in Omaha, and hopefully we get the win.
Yeah, because we saw the best the conference has to offer with both the South Dakota teams last week. So it'll be nice, kind of we know what we have to do now, and we know what we have to do defensively against other opponents. So it'll be nice to work on ourselves for a couple more days.
How good was to play at the Marby Center last week in front of fans?
It was really good. It was good to be at our home. It sucked that we lost, but it was good to have the fans there and back to being a normal basketball year. So yeah, it was good.
Tell us a bit about your amazing coaching staff out there at Oral Roberts.
Yeah, our coaching staff's really awesome. They're really great humans. They're really fun to be around outside of practice. So that's really enjoyable, for our road trips and stuff. We have Jeff Zinn. He's new to our coaching staff this year. So he's been a fun good addition to the staff. And this year we've been trying to do some things differently defensively and working with a 2-post system. So they're good about getting us in what we need to be in and working through some stuff with us.
What have both of you learned from your coaches throughout your time there?
Off the court, they're good. Like Faith said, they're really good people, really giving, and just people I want to be like, what I want to be like when I grow up, I guess. But on the court, they're definitely tough, and they're not easy on anyone. So yeah, they push us to be the best that we can be, and I really admire that.
And there's a level of expectation that they expect every day from all of us. So it's good coming in. We know we have to be ready to go, and we have to be sharp, or else we're going to make them angry, so we got to make sure we're on our game and know what we're doing when we get into the gym. I
know you got quite a few seniors this year. You must tell us who those seniors are, and have you convinced any of them to stay the extra year due to COVID?
Yeah, so Kenny Jo Lippy and Reagan Shoemaker, they're our 5th-year seniors, so this is their COVID year, and so they'll be gone after this year. And Mania Jones is also 5th year, but she's medical redshirting, so I think she'll be done after this year. And then Ariel and Delaney are the other seniors,
Yeah.
and I think they're still like undecided. I don't think they've officially made a decision yet about next year.
Have you tried to convince Ariel Delaney to stay?
Yeah, definitely. We all want them to stay. I mean, they're our two main point guards, so we'd love to have them to stay an extra year, but it's up to them.
Both of you are sophomores at the moment. How special is that friendship on and off the court for both of you, considering both of you would have joined together last season?
Yeah, so we were freshmen last year, and we actually became really close friends off the court and on the court. And then this year we're actually rooming together. So we got even closer, and Faith's one of my best friends here. So it's been good to have a relationship with her off the court as well as our relationship on the court.
Yeah, Hannah's awesome. It's really been fun to, especially last year, pick her brain about Australia and just like all the different things and the accent. We love the accent. But yeah, she's been great to have here. Like she said, like we're best friends and rooming together. And so it's been really good to like grow that relationship and be there for each other in the gym also, as well as outside of the basketball gym.
We'll get to the accent in a moment. So what have both of you learned from each other throughout the 2 years that you've been over there?
Well, we have lots of fun together. What have I learned from you? I've learned a lot of Australian slang. Yes, like the different, I guess, like they just say things differently than we do. But I mean, for the most part, it's the same, but there's certain things that are kind of fun. But
I mean, yeah, the same thing goes. I mean, I've learned from all my teammates, not just Faith, but what Americans do differently to back home, and the food they eat, and the way they pronounce things different from back home. So, I mean, I love being around Americans. It's lots of fun.
Obviously, both of you are far away from home. Obviously, Hannah's a bit further away than you are, Faith. But obviously, as we mentioned, Hannah's from Melbourne down here. And obviously, Faith, you're from Haven in Candice. I guess, is it easy to be together, and especially being a little bit further away from home?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like we're all in the same place. Like all of the girls, and a lot of girls are from out of state, so we all have that connection. Like, we're not from here, and we're not with our family. So I feel like that brings us a lot closer together, just because we don't have our family here. And sometimes on holidays we can't go home, so we'll spend that together, and it's a good bonding session for us.
Yeah, our team this year gets along really great. Like everyone just loves each other, and you can really feel like the love, and people, they just genuinely care for you. And so that's really nice. Like Thanksgiving, a lot of us didn't get to go home, but like we went to other teammates' houses and stuff like that. So that was really good. And it's fun that we can share that together.
Hannah, obviously you didn't get a chance to go home for Christmas. So what did you do for Christmas, if you don't mind me asking?
Family's actually all here right now.
Oh, okay.
They're in Oklahoma City. I went down to Oklahoma City and spent my Christmas there. My parents are here. All my siblings are here. So it was just like normal Christmas, just not in Australia.
So how special was that for you, Hannah, to have your whole family come over?
I mean, it's pretty special. I'm so glad they could come over. Last year was a little bit different because they didn't come over because of COVID. So I got to spend my Christmas in Kansas with one of my other teammates. But yeah, to have them here really means a lot to me, and I'm glad I get to spend these next couple of weeks with them.
I'm assuming, Faith, you returned home to your hometown, I'm assuming, for Christmas?
Yep.
How special was that for you to celebrate Christmas back home?
Yeah, it was really good. We all enjoyed the break. I got a couple of 3 or 4 days off, so it was really nice to just be home and be with family and friends. So yeah, it was a good break, time away.
So Faith, have you convinced Hannah to come back to your hometown sometime throughout either this coming year coming up, or the next couple of years before both you finish college?
Yeah, she hasn't been to Haven yet, but I'm sure at some point she will be. Well, she has actually. Our team, we played in Wichita, which is pretty close to where I live, and so the whole team came over for dinner one night. So I guess she has been there, but I'm sure there'll be a weekend that she'll be back.
Yeah, I do want to go back to Faith's home one time.
Yeah, and spend the weekend there or something like that.
Yeah.
So Hannah, I want to ask you the similar question. Have you convinced Faith to come to our great city of Melbourne sometime throughout the next couple of years?
Yes, I told all my teammates, not just Faith, I'm like, I want you guys all to come back home with me one time. But yeah, for sure. I've definitely tried to get them to come home. So next time, hopefully one of them does come home with me.
How did both of you get involved in basketball and why did you choose it?
Well, growing up, both my parents played, so I guess I was just automatically like gonna play. So I've been playing since I was 5 years old. I played all through, I played all club for Melbourne Tigers, and then I played my youth league there, as you know, and I played state team, and then I'm here. So yeah, that's how I ended up here.
Yeah, and I started playing basketball when I was about 4 or 5 as well. My dad is a basketball coach, and he has been for the past like 25, 27 years. So I like grew up learning about it, and he played in college. And so it was kind of inevitable that that'd be like my favorite sport. And it's just really, it's a special bond that him and I share. So that's good and the whole family supports me and everything that I do. So yeah.
I just realized, Hannah, do you have a brother who's absolutely smashing it over there in Oklahoma?
Yes, I do.
So have you been to any of his games?
Yes, I've tried to go to majority of his home games. So, but it's just hard with my schedule and his schedule both being in season now. But definitely have tried to go to as many games as I can.
I know this is going to sound a really silly question to ask, but is that something you're hoping to maybe, try to overrun your brother eventually?
Not quite. I think I'll let him. I'm not sure what I want to do yet, but I'm just figuring that all out.
What would be some highlights throughout both your basketball journeys so far?
For me, it was definitely playing SSV back at home and going to Bendigo. That was probably one of my favorite tournaments I've ever played in with those bunch of girls, and definitely playing the Youth League Grand Final. Sucked that we lost, but that was probably one of my favorite games. The second game, yeah, it was definitely my favorite.
I'd say going to the state tournament in high school. That was pretty special, a special moment to like share with all the girls that I've been playing with for a while. So that was really special for our community as well. Like living in a small town, that was like really big. And so that was really fun to be able to like bring that back to the community as well.
Yes, I do remember that grand final because I was there for both those series, Hannah, but obviously we're not going to talk about that. What does the sport of basketball mean to both of you, and especially being at Oral Roberts?
It means a lot to me. I mean, as I said, growing up playing it my whole life. So this is just part of my life now. It's the normal life I live. And being at Oral Roberts has been really good. It's a religious school, and I've learned a lot coming here, which some stuff I didn't know back home. But no, it's a really good place, and I've loved my college experience so far here.
Yeah, kind of ditto what Hannah said. Like basketball has been my life, all growing up, and it's crazy to think that in a couple of years, like we'll be done. So like that's crazy, but yeah, it really is. Like it's incredible being here, and like with our teammates this year, especially. Like we all love each other. Our coaches are great, and just the people here at ORU are really, really kind, and they care about us. So it's been good, and it's been good. It's also nice to have school paid for, so like our families don't have to worry about that. And so that's a big bonus as well.
Both of you play very similar positions on the court in the forwards position. Do you have a dream position that you're trying to convince your coaches to put you?
I think I like being a forward. I don't think I want to be a guard, but I don't like playing the 5. So I want to stick with being a 4, but yeah.
I guess the past couple of weeks I've been more moved to a 3, which that's really what I'm best at is a 3. But sometimes depending on like the lineup and the rotation of the games and stuff, like I'll play a 4 as well. But 3-4 is where I would like to stay.
Yeah.
So in other words, not a guard and not a center.
Correct.
Right. So do either of you have any future ambitions after college? I know you've got 2 years plus an extra year if you want to take that COVID year. Any future ambitions post-college?
I'm not sure yet. I don't know if I want to come home and play, be a development player for the WNBL but I do really want to play NBL 1. So either I'll do that or my degree's in sports management. So stay in that area and get a job in that field.
Yeah, and I've thought about playing overseas like for a couple years just for the experience of it. I really think if Hannah went back and played in Australia, I'd probably go too. Just because, you know, I know somebody and they speak English. But yeah, and my degree's in psychology and criminal justice that I'm pursuing. So I want to work in the FBI here in America.
Oh, wow. So in other words, you assuming you want to play for Hannah's team, which I'm assuming that would be the Melbourne Tigers, Hannah.
She would be playing for them, yeah.
Yeah, okay. What would be your advice to people that should get involved in basketball, and especially their ambitions to hopefully to be where both of you are over there in college?
I would just say keep working hard, put in that extra work. If you don't know if you want to be involved in basketball yet, I mean, I just try it. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. But I think it's a fun sport, and we've both worked really hard to get where we are today, and I think that's a lot of. What am I saying? I think that's a lot to do with our parents and our support system. Our coaches have put a lot of time and effort into us, and
I'd say like you just got to get in the gym. Like she said, like if you're not sure you're interested or not, like just try it out. Basketball teaches you a lot more than just the different skills. You know, like I've learned so much over the years and met so many people, and the experiences are just timeless. And so I'd say definitely, like, especially at the Division I level, you really need to get in the gym and make sure you're committed to putting the time in.
Yeah.
Finish off with a couple of lighthearted questions about your teammates. Firstly, who had the most embarrassing moments on the court this season, and what was it?
On the court?
On the court.
Sort of some off the court, but we were trying to think on the court. I don't think really anyone's had an embarrassing moment.
I did, okay, in the South Dakota State game, I was running behind their point guard, and I tripped on her foot and like full penguin slid across and out there. That was embarrassing. I have like a huge bruise on my knee, but it's okay.
Oh,
that was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell Katie?
Yeah. Wait, do you want to hear off the court?
Yeah, we'll get you off the court, but I was hoping you weren't going to mention that because I actually did see that play. So, right, well, so I'm assuming you got plenty off the court. So, any embarrassing moments off the court?
Yeah. So, one of our teammates, Katie, where were we going?
We were just going to the game.
Yeah, we were going to one of our games away in Tarleton, in Texas, and we all got on the bus. And we were like about to leave. I think it was like a minute before we were supposed to leave. And usually everyone's early, but Katie wasn't there yet. So she walks out with her bags fully packed, like all her stuff. And
the huge suitcase and everything.
Suitcase and everything. And everyone could see her walking. We were all laughing. And our coach was like, oh no, she thinks we're leaving. And then she pulled up the thing on the side of the bus to put her bag in. And then our coach comes out and was like, Katie, what are you doing? We're just going to our game. We're not leaving to go back to Tulsa. And she was just like, oh my gosh, I thought we were leaving to go back to Tulsa after the game.
And then she tried to blame all of us.
Yeah, then she got mad when she came on the bus.
It was really funny.
It was really funny, yeah.
So, sorry, I've got to ask this as a follow-up then. So what did the rest of the team say to her?
Well, when she got on the bus, we were all like, what are you doing, Katie? Leaving after the game. We were like, no, we're staying another night. So yeah,
we were just giving her a bunch of crap for it.
Who's the comedian, the best singer, the best dancer on the team?
We've got a couple comedians.
I'd say Tears is the best dancer.
Yeah, Tears is the best dancer.
I'm not too bad. No, I can't dance.
Singer, we got people that think they can sing, but they really can't.
Nina thinks she can sing. I think I can sing. I can't. Katie's actually not too
Katie's
bad.
actually not bad at all, but we don't really hear it that much.
We have a funny team.
Yeah, we do. I think a lot of the girls are
a lot of different styles and humors and stuff. It's a good time.
Varied, yeah.
Anyone on the team into their TikToks? And if so, is any of them TikTok famous?
I think we're all, I mean, a lot of us are into TikToks and dances. We'll be doing them by pre-game, after practice. I mean, myself, like I'd be doing TikToks with some of the girls. So yeah.
No one's famous though.
No one's famous yet.
Ah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Now, I'll ask these 3 questions specifically to Hannah, which I always ask the Aussie players that are over there at college. So the first one is, I think you've actually answered the first one anyway. Have you convinced any of your teammates to come down to Australia?
Yes. I mean, I'm always talking about home. So I told them if they ever want to come back with me for a couple of weeks, they're more than welcome to. I'd love to show them around and show them what life is like in Australia compared to here.
Also, how's the Aussie accent going around your teammates? Obviously, we mentioned about accent a couple minutes ago.
I mean, they do mock me a fair bit, but no, it's fine. And I feel like I'm not going to lose my accent, especially with my family being here. I get to speak to some Aussies, and yeah, so no, it's good. The girls love it.
We do. We love the accent.
So is there a specific word in particular that the team used the most?
No,
and water.
Of course. Yeah, knew that one. So Faith, how's Hannah's American accent going?
We ask her to like say sentences like in our American accent. It's funny because I don't think I have an accent. Like I know I do to her, but I just don't think that. And so it's funny. But when she says it, I'm like, wow.
I can kind of.
It's actually she sounds American, and it's actually pretty funny. But it's good.
Would you like to demonstrate one of those, Hannah?
Mark.
Oh, that's actually pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good, actually. So, have you convinced most of your teammates, other than Faith? I'm assuming Faith will know this anyway. But have you convinced any of your teammates that we have kangaroos as pets?
I feel like there was one. I convinced my coach. Yeah, I told him that I had we have kangaroos as pets. Or we ride kangaroos to school. One of those. But he was like, really? Like, do you actually? Yeah. And he's like, no. And I was like, yeah, we do. And he's like, that's so cool. I was like, yeah.
I bet some of the girls would believe it.
I feel like some of the girls would believe it if I told them.
I'm sure Faith hasn't fallen for that one yet.
No, Faith's too smart for that one.
I'll help her convince some people.
Yeah.
So my next question I want to ask is any pre-game superstition or ritual?
I feel like I've got one, but it's not really a superstition. It's just everything. I always do it every time before a game. When we stretch at half court, I'll always tie my shoelaces again, which is weird, but I do that.
Yeah, I don't think I have any. I'm trying to think of the team too. I don't think
we have
a ton of people have them.
Yeah.
I know some people like Kenny, like some people like pray like when they stretch, and like it's mostly when they stretch, I feel like people do things, but yeah.
Describe your team as many words as you like.
Funny,
hilarious,
caring, nice,
goofy. I mean, we laugh all the time.
Yeah. Our team is hilarious. Like we'll always be laughing together. Yeah.
And this is like one of the first times I've been on where like it's everyone's involved too. Like it's usually not, I mean, you have like your best friends that you're like with the majority of the time, but like we have tea time, which is like once a week. So we like go out and like drink tea and like have cake or whatever snacks we have. And it's like basically the whole team's out there just like hanging out for a couple hours. So just talking and having fun. So
I wasn't going to ask this question to follow up, but I will going to ask it now. So Faith just mentioned it about tea time. So do either of you have a favorite tea at all?
I don't drink tea, so I just drink.
I don't know what flavor. Oh, I think it's orange and cinnamon. I think I'm not sure, but that any flavor with orange in it, I like.
I guess any game day action photos that by any of your teammates you just like, man, why do they put that face on? Or is there any good Falcons by anyone on the team?
No one in the team, but our trainer got hit in the face. When we
No, it's
warming
happened
up.
like 3 times.
Yeah, true. It's happened a couple times to him. We feel really bad, but
because he rebounds.
and he keeps getting hit straight in the head. It's funny.
It is really funny though.
Yeah.
He's a good sport about it. He
Yeah.
keeps coming to rebounds. It's okay.
And any good, silly, or funny game day action photos?
I'm trying to think.
I don't know if I've ever had like an attractive basketball picture taken of me.
I feel like every single action photo is like never attractive. But I don't think there's been too many bad ones that I've seen of people.
Not like posted.
No, not posted. Yeah, our
Thank
media
goodness.
team's usually pretty good with posting like semi-decent photos.
Yeah.
Both of you, thank you so much for giving up your time to join us. It's awesome having both of you on the show. Best of luck for the remainder of the conference season there at the Summit League, and let's hope you can bounce back with a win over Omaha down there in Nebraska this coming Saturday, I think it is.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank you for having
us.
us. Yeah.
No worries. And that's Hannah and Faith there, joins from the Oriole women's basketball team. And, of course, if you want to check out their schedule, especially watch their games throughout the season, of course, you can go to oruathletics.com for all the details. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.